Okay, let's start off with a little inspector theater, if you will. Can I come in? Come on in, Mr. Fire. The door's open for you. You always make me feel so warm and welcome. See, these doors should have self-closing. That cracked me up. These doors should have self-closing springs on them. Because as important as the things we have in the garage, what we have inside the house is even more important. That's where our family and loved ones and pets, documents, artwork, jewelry, you name it. So the door should have a self-closing spring. I get it. You're bringing groceries in, the spring gets in the way. I get it. But it should. It's supposed to have a self-closing spring. That's the reason behind the self-closing spring. That's why they're so important. Oh, the code inspector said I didn't need to have that, you know. Okay. But that's not why we're here. When I was testing the GFCI, when I was actually testing the receptacle, I pushed the GFCI button over there by the water softener, and it tripped a GFCI receptacle, and I heard it over here. This one's on. This one's on. I don't know what's running these 2 deep freezes, maybe 3 deep freezes. So I don't know if they're operated. I'm going to tell the sellers before I leave. These 2 refrigerators are working. I can hear them. Okay, so these 2 refrigerators were not affected. I'm not aware of these 3. I apologize for any inconvenience. If I could find it, I would reset it. But obviously, we're dealing with storage here. There's a lot of stuff in this garage. There is. That window is broken. The screen is missing, and that window is broken. We're here for the door opener. It's a metal door. This is the door opener control button. It's higher than 5 feet, as it should be. It's by the door and illuminated as it should be. There should be a warning notice posted here. It's kind of like a little picture, illustration, if you will, of a child being smashed, and instructions. So anyway, I'm going to push this, and I do not do a block test. All right? It's kind of loud. That's how I inspect. That's how I inspect the safety reverse. I put that in my inspection agreement that was sent out beforehand, twice to my client. My clients received it once through the Adobe Sign system and once through a personal email. So my clients had plenty of time to read that. And I'm going to bake instructions into it. If you want to do a block test, there's instructions inside the report. So what do we know here? We know that the optic sensors are higher than 6 inches from the floor. They're about 7 inches. We know that we do have a spring tension safety notice posted inside of this corner of the door, but there should be one posted inside of that corner of the door, and we don't have one. We know that our courtesy lights are working and our emergency pull handle is there. We know that. We know that we have a manual pull handle inside of the door. We know that we've got that. This manual door lock should have been decommissioned. Alright? Because you can lock this door manually when it's closed. And then forget about it and use the remote control or push the button over there. And it would cause a lot of tension on your door and spring it out of place and bend it and damage it. So somebody could just come in with the code and do the code and come in and not know that this door has been locked, and it would cause damage to the door. So what did we learn? We learned that our manual door lock has not been disabled. We learned that we do not have a warning notice posted on this door, like we don't have one posted by the control button. We learned that we do not have a spring tension notice here, and we learned that our optic sensors are higher than 6 inches from the garage floor. We also learned, in case I didn't tell you, that when this home was built, this receptacle outlet was not required to be GFCI. And it's not. That's not a GFCI receptacle outlet. But if this home was built this morning, which it wasn't, that would be GFCI. We learned that it doesn't have GFCI. We also learned that we do not have a warning notice posted over here by our door, and you need a spring. For Inspector Theater, we also learned that there's a GFCI over there, and I heard it trip over. Wait a minute, I think I found it. Look at there. Oh my goodness. I feel a lot better. I'm still going to ask, before I leave, I'm going to ask if there's anything in there that they care about to check it to make sure that we got power, because I was here. And I'll reset that. How about that? You know what? While we're talking about it, since that is GFCI protected, alright, it's supposed to be labeled as being so. If it was labeled as being so, I would have had a second thought about, you know, I would have been a little more careful, a little more diligent about sticking my tester in there, because my tester is pretty sensitive. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, because we also learned that we don't have GFCI over here at these receptacle outlets. See there? So I just push it in there, and then that button right there. Oh, we don't have GFCI, like I told you. But all you gotta do is just touch that barely, and it'll... So, anyway, that's it. That's the garage door opener. And while we're at it, just kind of run this out. We do not have weep holes over the lintel, over the garage door. And the lintel ends are supposed to extend a minimum of 6 inches on each side. And there's no way that I can ascertain, I can make that determination that it's far enough or that it's not. Either way, it's unknown.